rain delay without a whole lot of rain. Well, they took the tarp off, and away we go.
Where would the Blue Jays be without Ross Stripling?
Get on my level. Get on my level. I'm too fly, up too high. Get on my level. Way too strong, way too gone. Get on my level. Got it up and it's stuck. Get on my level. Okay.
Into scored Jackie Bradley Jr. on an RBI double from Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Line drive, RBI single by Hernandez.
A 2-run base hit by Biggio.
3 runs are in on a bases-loaded trip. And now it's 8 runs in the inning, all of them with 2 outs.
9-3, the Toronto Blue Jays knock off the Boston Red Sox in the series opener.
He's free and easy and just filling up the strike zone with quality pitches.
Hey, boy, I be dropping flame, boy. Get my change, boy. Why you think I came, boy? Get on my level.
Delay or no delay, the Blue Jays wallop the Red Sox in the opener. It's back to the ballpark that sits near the Charles River tonight. Game 2 of a 3-game series is on tap as the Blue Jays, with a smiling George Springer, and rightly so given his contribution lately, get set to take on the Boston Red Sox, a game you will see on Sportsnet. And after last night's victory, the Blue Jays are now 11-3 against Boston this year. I'm Jamie Campbell with Joe Siddall. So glad that you could join us tonight for Blue Jays Central. There have been times this year when Jose Barrios has elicited the head-scratching bewilderment of someone like Yusei Kikuchi. For example, in his first 2 starts in the month of August, they were a combination disaster. But the last time out against the New York Yankees, brilliance, quite frankly, 6 2/3. He allowed just 1 earned run. So something changed dramatically. Here's Joe to explain what that might have been.
Pitchers are constantly tinkering. Pitching coaches are constantly tinkering and trying to get things that will help a pitcher in his delivery. Maybe help repeat that delivery, get to that desired release point. But right away, when he took the mound against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, we saw the differences. And on our left is his previous start against Cleveland. On the right was that start. Look at how square he is to the hitter. Much more square. Looked like he's really tucking that front shoulder in his delivery to really line himself up from the side. You can see, too, look at the glove on the right side. That was against New York. He started it high and he kept it high as opposed to starting it down and bringing it up in his delivery. A little less movement there, that the arms are staying a little bit more connected together. And then we'll also see where that glove, look, front shoulder, that's a good shot on the right, where he really tucks his lead shoulder, his left shoulder in. And pitchers can do that to make sure that they stay on line. But this is a good look, too, at when the ball comes out of the glove. On the left, the ball's coming out of his glove early. On the right, the correction, leave it in the glove a little longer. Sometimes if pitchers think they might be tipping, they'll do that. But I think, too, it helps you stay a little more connected. On the right, the glove is much closer to the head. And I think when you're making changes like that, what do you want to utilize? Do it with the fastball for the most part. He went ahead. It was Yankee Stadium. He didn't care. He was aggressive with the fastball. Used it a lot, and it looked like it had a little extra zip on it. A little extra life. You could tell by some of the swings that hitters were taking. But to do that in Yankee Stadium, freezing Josh Donaldson right there, you can see the swing and miss on that pitch, to me, is really, it stands out. You look at this graph right here, and the 2 highest points, those are his 13 strikeout performances early this season. This is the swing and miss rate. The last one, of course, was at Yankee Stadium. Hopefully more of the same. But when you're experimenting with changes, you probably want to do it on the fastball first and then incorporate it into the other pitches. That's exactly what he did. The fastball use was up, and I think that's one thing right away. Good, quick results. That's the one thing. When you're making changes and you see those results that quickly, we'll see. I can't imagine anything different tonight, and I don't imagine why he wouldn't be aggressive with that fastball again against Red Sox hitters, despite being in Fenway Park.
He faced the Red Sox in April, back-to-back starts, a combined 13 innings against them, and 3 earned runs allowed. So it's been a while since Barrios has faced Boston, but he will do so tonight, and he'll go up against Brian Bayo, who's one of the top prospects in Boston's system. Now, Bayo faced the Blue Jays a month ago today and gave up 5 runs in the first inning. So they are at least familiar with the young man who goes tonight for the Red Sox at Fenway Park, a place we're destined for right now to visit with Arash Madani and Arden Zwelling. Gentlemen.
Yeah, Jamie, thanks so much. Arden, it was so interesting listening to Joe kind of dissect Barrios, because you think back to his season. Remember, he's been all over the rubber throughout the year, and he admitted that mentally this has been a grind for him, to the point where before that start against the Yankees, Teoscar Hernandez and a number of teammates were reminding him before the game and during the start, stay aggressive. Stay aggressive. And that's not just the only thing that Barrios has made tweaks with.
Yeah, some of these mechanical adjustments are something the Blue Jays have been working on with him for a while. He's using it in games now, and the idea is just to make his movement more efficient, right? Just to make his action have less going on. So starting with those hands up, he can get to his release point quicker. He just has fewer moving parts. The release point's been an issue for Jose Barrios all season long, Arash, as you alluded to. But the other thing it's going to help him do is keep his hand in his glove a bit longer. And I think there is some concern that Jose Barrios has been showing hitters what's coming. Sure. And they're able to read breaking ball or heater from his hand. So with those hands up, with the hand in his glove, he can really hide that a bit longer. If he is tipping, this should help him prevent it going forward.
And tell you what, if there is any team that's going to pick up on that, it's New York. And the Yankee hitters didn't in that start over there in the Bronx. As for last night, okay, so Yusei Kikuchi is still here with the ball club, went through all the pregame activity, and it looks like he's going to be here for a little bit anyway. If you remember what happened last night, it wasn't pretty. It was a tough outing for him. The 2 walks hit by pitch didn't get out of that inning in a 9-2 ball game. Remember, last week, Kikuchi actually offered up to the Blue Jays the idea of going down to AAA, staying on rotation, and said, if you want to bring me back up as a starter, what do you think about that? At the time, the Blue Jays said no. I asked John Schneider if they would take him up on that after what happened last night.
No, not right now. I think that, he can be valuable. I think that he's at the point where he understands it's been difficult for him. And, we're going to try to help him in any way we can to be a contributor here at this level. So he's in great hands with Pete Walker. We all know that. And hopefully he can turn it around.
Which is probably what Schneider has to say. I mean, there's nothing else right now that the manager can come out and say about a beleaguered pitcher. But in a 9-2 ball game against a lineup that had 3 of its regulars out because of injury, if Kikuchi can't get out of the inning then when?
10-2? 11-2, maybe in the opposite direction. Maybe the Blue Jays are down 11-2. It really is hard to find the situation where the Blue Jays would trust him right now. Certainly not in a meaningful game. Certainly not near leverage. Look, last night Reese McGuire got 3 outs on 7 pitches. Yusei Kikuchi needed almost 30 to get 2 outs. I mean, it's just uncompetitive right now. So the Blue Jays are going to have to take a leap of faith at some point, because as long as he's with this team and in this bullpen, he's taking a roster spot. And if you're not going to use him down the stretch, you are misusing that roster spot in a playoff race. So the Blue Jays are going to have to take a leap of faith at some point and put Yusei Kikuchi on a mound. But I can tell you something, the score is not going to be close when it happens.
Who else is there? You think down in AAA, there's a Matt Gage option, there's a Trent Thornton option. They've gone down the road of Thomas Hatch and Casey Lawrence before. As for George Springer, he is in the lineup, batting leadoff, and will DH. I asked Schneider, do you envision Springer being back in the outfield anytime soon? Schneider's answer, Jamie, that Springer is trending in the right direction. If all goes well, could be sooner than later that Springer's back in center.
Good thing to be trending, I guess. Ever joyous Springer, it seems.
Keep hitting, George.
Yes, keep it up. Blue Jays enjoying a tremendous road trip to this point, and they'll contest the Boston Red Sox when we continue on Sportsnet.